Alrighty, folks. So, this dude, what the hell's his name? Ricky Anderson. Alright. So, he said that this box wasn't sealed right, and he put a little hot glue right here, and then after further inspection there's hot glue down here, so it's probably his sub that was leaking and not my box, because I take very good care of my boxes, and I pre-drill holes, I glue, then I screw, and then I re-glue 3 or 4 times, especially in the corners. So there's about 0 chance that it was ever leaking up here. So this sub, he put a cover on it to hide what's underneath. Supposedly one of these is a old school ancient W3, but it looks like a WO on this side. I haven't checked this side, but last night I checked this one. So if you look closely, he hot glued this cover on, and it's a Rockford Fosgate rubber. So there's hot glue in 4 places so that that'll hold on. And if you look at it, it's been drilled through a few times, and this cover just pops right off, and then instantly you can see where the surround's been cut right there. There's a big old hole right there. There is a big hole right here. And this is all stuff that was done to the sub before it was installed. And this dust cap is just glued on. So this sub isn't even a JL sub. I don't even know what it is because the sticker's peeled off the back. So I'm doing this on video so I can have proof. Whatever. I have a witness that when I took this apart last night, saw that I didn't do anything to this damn sub. So I'm going to plug this in up here. And I'm going to go ahead and dive in. So I didn't tighten these screws down tight at all, because he had already stripped out the holes in a few spots. And of course every single one of these is different thread pitch and different diameter screws and different lengths. And I pre-drilled this box for this style drywall screw, which is a pretty girthy. And then he put these little tiny ones in. And I was extremely careful taking these out so I wouldn't mess anything up. So on here, I didn't even disconnect it, but those two are connected, and then if you look inside, the one hot wire is disconnected from this sub. So this sub wasn't playing at all the whole time. Oh. So that's completely disconnected. And these are wires that I installed, and both sets were installed on both of them. So this, what I assume is a WO, was the only one that was hooked up. And there was only one post on that side that was hooked up. This was poly filled all the way. Not too much, but it was. And here's that hot glue that was on that one spot. Probably where the air was leaking through and where this crap rubber thing was on. So I'm going to disconnect this right here. And I'll show y'all. Does that look like a W3 basket? Yeah, I don't think so. It's probably a really cheap Rockford Fosgate sub. I don't know what it is because he ripped the sticker off trying to hide it. Anywho, you can see there's 3 different holes in this basket where it's been completely messed up and completely destroyed. Like there's no saving this. That's just garbage. This is probably a $10 sub, $20 sub if you can get somebody to pay that much for it. It's got a nice dust cap on it though. It's really clean. Just glued on there. So I'm gonna set that down. I'm being extremely careful. I'm not gonna hurt anything. So the little teeny tiny hole is the pre-drilled hole that I did, and then you can see where it's fresh and torn up. That's where he rat fucked my shit and bored it out and put it at retarded angles. So that's one of my main issues, because it's not fun trying to plug these holes. Here, you want to hold this? Alright, so I'll take this guy out. Maybe. Long ass screws. So these are put in at a retarded angle, like this is an MDF box. But the stock holes that were in this were drilled very straight, and they were 4 JLW3 subs. So there's no need to make another set of holes or to put it in at retarded angles. Alright, I think that's all those. Well, that might be a W3 or more. So this, or I don't know. This is not a WO, whatever it is. This might be an old W3, but it is heavily tuned on. As you can see, all the hot glue all over everything. And then the cutesy pictures. So this might be the W3 sub that he was talking about. Looks more like a, I don't know. But this is a newer WO surround and everything. So that's the only, this is the only one that was hooked up. And he put these garbage little clips on here, which that wasn't even crimped. As you can see, the fucking thing fell right off. See, and then I guarantee if you pull hard enough on this one, it'll come off too. But I'm not worried about that. But yeah, look, 2 separate sets of holes. This already had JL holes in it. Here, let me see. Alright. Yeah, you can see where it's powdery and fresh. That's the new hole. And then there's the pre-drilled hole that I made. And of course he rat fucked 2 different sets of holes on it. And also did damage to the box that wasn't there to begin with. And I know there's damage over here. But yeah, hot glue and neglect. This shit bugs the hell out of me. Why would you even do that? And if you look really closely, there's some indents, but it's all covered. That's all dried wood glue. That shit's like concrete. There's no air leaking out of there, for sure. So his story is about 90. His story is about 98% bullshit. And he took 2 good W3s out of here, as far as I know. When I put them in, they were good, and then I checked them multiple times, even in the customer's car, to make sure they worked right and didn't have any air leaks. He took 2 W3s, which is $600 worth of subs, and then he took a nice Rockford Fosgate amp. I can't remember which one it was, but it was one that I noticed and I remembered being a really nice amp. So that's easily $700 worth of stuff that he took, and he gave her this one, I guess it's a W3, I don't know, that's been reconed and might be worth $200. And then that bullshit, whatever the hell it is. And he gave her an amp that he said, or he told me that he paid $40 for, because he tried to sell it to me before he pawned it off on her. And supposedly these subs were sent out to get worked on, but no proof of shipping or anything has been offered up. I went and got my subs. Well, one that I gave him to work on, the little Memphis, it's a cheap $100 sub. And then I had a W7 basket that I cleaned up and prepped for him to do a voice coil for, which he never did. He still has, I don't know, probably around $100 worth of stuff that I let him take to his shop to sell. But I didn't see that stuff, so I didn't even ask about it. I don't care. It's the principle of the fact. You don't lie to people's faces. And he told my customer not to talk to me, because he knew I'd check this and find out that there's so much stuff messed up with it. He knew I'd check it. So he just didn't want to get caught in a lie, and he got caught in 5 or 6 lies just from what I physically heard him say. And then I also have screenshots of everything from the conversations. So I'll be making a nasty post and tagging him in it, and hopefully all my friends will share it. Looks like he messed up the wood real good right there. That's what you get from not pre-drilling your holes. Alright, that's just my one little rant post. I'll see y'all later. Y'all be good.